Hi, this is the Science Chef. Welcome to another edition of our 2023 WAEC preparation series. In this video, we'll be solving last year's WAEC Mathematics examination, precisely the objective questions, right? If you want to learn fast ways of solving problems in mathematics, endeavor to watch this video to the end. Question 1. Evaluate correct to 4 significant figures. 573.06 times 184.25. Okay, so if you have a question like this, the first thing you're meant to do, use your calculator to multiply 573.06 by 184.25. If you do that, 573.06 times 184.25, this gives us 105,586.305. Now we are asked to correct to 4 significant figures. A significant figure is a non-zero value, the first non-zero digit in a number. That's where the significant figure starts from. So here the first number is 1, which is a non-zero digit. So this is the first significant figure, second significant figure, third significant figure, fourth, fifth, and 6th, right? So since we are correcting to 4 significant figures, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we stop here. This is where we are going to approximate our value to. Our last value here is 5, and the next value is greater than 5. Is 5 or greater than 5. So we are going to round it up to 1 and add it to this. So that will be 105. Now 5 plus 1, that's what? 6. 1056. But we are not just going to end here. Original number has 6 places of value, right? So which means that our approximated number must also include those 6 places of what? Value. So that will be 105600. And of course, since numbers given to us in the question were in 2 decimal places, our answers will also be in what? 2 decimal places. So this is our answer. That's 105,600, and that's option A. That's option A. Question 2. We are asked to change 432 base 5 to a number in base 3, right? When you have a question, this is a number system. So in changing from one base to another, apart from base 10, first of all, you must convert from a given base to base 10, and then from base 10 to a new base, right? So in this case, we are going to convert from base 5 to base 10, and then from base 10 to base 3. Now when converting from a given base to base 10, use a place value system. That's 432 base what? 5. So this is 0 as the unit, this is 0, this is 1, this is what? 2. So if we are to convert this to base 10, this will be 4 times 5 raised to power what? 2, right? This place value is 5 raised to power 2. This one is 5 raised to power 1. This one is 5 raised to power 0. Plus 3 times 5 raised to power 1 plus 2 times 5 raised to power 0. So this gives us 4 times 25 plus 3 times 5 plus 2. 5 raised to power 0 is what? 1. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. So that's 2 times 1. So this gives us 25 times 4. 25 times 4, that is 0. That's 100, right? Plus 15 plus 2. And this gives us 117 base 10. Now that we have 117 base 10, we're now going to convert 117 base 10 to base 3. So to do that, you can come here, 117 base 10. So to base 3, we are going to divide through by 3 as if we are trying to determine the LCM. So 3 into 11, that's 3. 3 carry 2 into 27, that will be 9, right? Okay, 3 here. This is 1, and this is 3. 3 here. Sorry, 39 remainder 0. Yes. 13 here, remainder 0. 3 here. 3 into 13. 3 into 13. This is 4. Yes, that's 12. Remainder 1. 4 remainder 1. Then 3 into 4, that's 1, remainder 1, and then 3 you keep dividing until you can no longer divide, and you just return 0. You write 0 and then return that number, and you start reading from down upward, right? So here 117 base 10 is the same thing as 1111100 base 3. Is it there? That's what option B. Therefore 432 base 5 is equal to 11100 base 3. So that gives us option B. Question 3. Given that A and B are sets such that the number of elements in A is 8 and the numbers of elements in B is 12, and the numbers of A intersection B is 3, find the number of A union B. Now, what's the meaning of A intersection B? A intersection B means that those elements that are in both A and B, those elements that are present in set A and also present in set B. So if A is 8, if set A is total number is what? 8, and out of this 8, 3 are also present in B. So it means that the number of elements that are peculiar, unique to A alone would be what? 8 minus 3, which is what? 5, right? Then if you come to B is what? 12. B is 12. And if out of this 12, 3 of these elements are also present in set A, it means that the number of elements that are unique to set B will be 12 minus 3, which is 9, right? So now to get A union B is now everything that is in both A and what? B, right? The ones that are unique to A, in other words, A union B can be said to be what? A, that's when I say A, I mean those that are unique to A plus elements unique to B plus then A intersection what? B. Now these A and B are not the total of A and B. No, by this I mean those elements that are unique to A and what? B. So this is what? This will be what? 5 plus 9 plus 3, and this gives us what? 17. 14 plus 3, that's 17. And our answer is option B. Question 4. Root 24 plus root 96 minus root 600 is equal to y root 6. Find the value of y. Now this question is on surds, right? The base here is root 6, or the common factor here is root 6. So we are meant to simplify these other surds such that they will give us what? Root 6 as part of their simplified word forms. So now root 24 is a multiple of what? Is a multiple of 6 and 4, right? Those are the factors of 24. So 6 and 4, which means that 24 is the same thing as saying root 4 times root 6, right? So root 4 times root 6 plus root 96. 96 is 16 times 6. Remember I said we must simplify them in the form that their simplified form contains root 6. So 96, the factors of 96 that also include root 6 will be 16 and what? 6. So that will be root 16 times root 6, root 16 times root 6, then plus 600. 600 is 100 times 6, right? So this was root 100 times root 6. Now root 6 is an irrational number. From this value you can see that these other ones are the root of squares, of perfect squares. So it means that they are rational values. So you can easily determine their square root. So the square root of 4 here is what? 2. 2 root 6. So root 24 is simplified to 2 root 6. Then plus root 16 is 4. This is 4 root 6, right? Sorry, this should be minus 4 root 6. Then minus root 100 is what? 10. 10 root 6. Now this root 6, we can liken this root 6 to, let's say, x. If we replace this root 6 with x, let's say this will be 2x plus 4x minus what? 10x. If we simplify this, what will we get? This is 2 plus 4, that's 6x minus 10. That gives us what? Minus 4 x, right? But our x is what? Root 6. So that gives us minus 4 root 6. Are we together? Minus 4 root 6. Now, what are we told to find? We are told to find what? Y. So we'll be able to simplify this expression in this form, y root 6. So if our final answer is expressed as y root 6, what will our y be? Definitely our y will be what? Minus 4. Which means our answer is option D. Number 5. Evaluate 24 times 54 mod 7. Now, we are told to evaluate 23 times 54 mod 7. So this is something as saying 23 mod 7 times 54 mod 7. Now, this question is on modulus. This modulus thing or question is similar to number system, where you only care about the number that remains when you divide a given number by the modulus. The modulus here is like the base. It's like saying 23 base 7. 23 base 7. You know, to get 23 base 7, what will you do? You first of all divide 23 divided by what? Base 7, right? Divide by 7, that's 3, that's 21, remainder 2, right? Then you divide again to get 0, remainder 3. But in modulus, you don't get to this stage, right? You only stop here. But once you divide carry out the first division, right? You pick the remainder as your answer. Are you together? You pick the remainder as your answer. So in this case, this is 2 mod what? 7. Are you together? 23 mod 7 is the same thing as what? 2 mod 7. And we come here, 54 mod 7. We divide, carry out the same process, divide by 7. 54 divided by 7, that will be 7. 7, that's 49. 7 times 7, 49. Remainder 5. That's 7 remainder what? 5. Normally in your number system, you will continue. You will continue to divide against 7. This will give you 1 remainder 0, and then you divide against 7. That's 0 remainder what? 1, and the answer will be 105. No, that's not it. Here you just stop here. This is where you stop. So and you pick this what? Value. So 54 mod 7 is the same thing as what? 5 mod 7. Now what do you now do? You can now multiply these two values, because these two values are allowed in mod 7. They are less than 7, so you can multiply them. So 2 times 5 gives us, that's 2 times 5 mod 7. That will be what? 10. 10 mod 7. But 10 now, 10 is greater than 7, right? 10 is greater than 7. So what do you now do? You are now going to reduce it again to what? Mod 7. So if you do that, 10 divided by 7, that will give us what? 1 remainder 3. So the final answer is what? 3. That's 3 mod what? 7. So our answer is what? 3 mod 7. Your final answer must be less than the modulus, the number of the modulus, right? Yes. So here the number of the modulus is 7, and 3 is less than 7. That's why we are stopping at 3. Here you could have stopped at 10 if 10 were less than what? 7. So that's why we had to reduce it to what? The lower what? 10, or lowest 10, you call it that way. So the answer here is what? Option B. That's 3. Option B. Number 6. If 4 raised to the power what? 3x equals to 16 raised to the power x plus 1. Find the value of what? X. Now this question is on indices. The question is on indices, right? And when you have questions like this, what do? You take the two sides of the equation to the same what? Base, right? These are the bases, these are the what? Indices or the powers, right? So here is 4 and here is 16. Is there any way we can express 16 in terms of base 4, right? Is there any way we can raise 4 to a certain power to give us what? 16? To give us 16, is it possible? Yes. 4 raised to the power 2 gives us 16, right? Good. So this will now be what? 4 raised to the power 3x equals to 4 raised to the power 2 into what? X plus 1, right? 4 raised to the power 2 into x plus 1. Since the bases are equal, then the powers will also be what? Equal. Remember, your laws of indices says if a raised to the power x equals to a raised to the power what? Y, then x equals to what? y. Are we together? So from here now, you say that 3x will be equal to what? 2 into x plus 1. And if you open up this bracket, this will be 2x plus 1 plus 2. Sorry, that's 3x equals to 2x plus 2. And if you evaluate this, this will be 3x minus 2x equals to what? 2, right? So your x here will be what? 2, which is option B. Option B, 2. Question 7. A weaver bought a bundle of grass for $50 from which he made 8 mats. If each mat was sold for $15, find the percentage profit. Now, the cost of a bundle of what? A bundle of grass. Of a bundle of grass is also equal to what? Cost of 8 mats, right? Which is what? $50. 50 USD, right? Great. Now, if the selling price of one mat is 15 USD. So now, what will be the selling price of 8 mats? Of these 8 mats. So the selling price of 8 mats will now be what? 15 USD times what? 8. And what would that give you? That should give you about 120 USD, right? So what will be the profit here? Our profit here will be what? How do you calculate profit? Your selling price minus your cost price. So your selling price minus the cost price. And what's the selling price here? The total selling price is 120 USD, right? And our cost price is what? 50 USD. So 120 minus 50 gives us what? 70 USD, right? But we are told to calculate what? The percentage profit. Percentage profit is calculated as what? Profit over selling price times 100 over 1, which is what? That's 70 over, sorry, profit over cost price, not selling price. Profit over cost price times 100 over, that's 70 over 50 times 100 over 1. If we evaluate this, the answer will be, that should be 140%, which is option B. How do you get this 140%? That will be 7 over 5 times 100. 7 over 5, that's one whole number, 2 over 5. 2 over 5 is 0.4. That's 1.4 times 100 will give us 140. So that will get 140. So the answer is what? B. 140%. Question 8. Find the 17th term of the arithmetic progression minus 6, 1, and 4. Minus 6, 1, and 4. Now from this arithmetic progression, remember to find the nth term. The nth term of an arithmetic progression is given as what? A plus n minus 1 into what? D. Where n is the what? The number of terms, and a is the first term, and d is the common difference. From this sequence that is given to us, our a is what? Minus 6. Our a is minus 6, and our d, our common difference, is what? How do we get our common difference? Common difference is second term minus first term. So our d will be what? 1 minus, sorry, this should be minus 1. Yes, 6 minus 1. Okay, then 4. So minus 1 minus 6, right? Minus 1 minus 6. So this gives us minus 1 plus 6. That gives us plus 5. We have to be sure that that is the common difference. We're also going to check using the third term and the second term. So that will be d equals to 4 minus 1. If we evaluate this, we get 4 plus 1, which is what? 5 plus 5. Good. So our d is 5. Our a is minus 6. Our n is what? 17, right? So if you substitute into this, that will be minus 6 plus into 17 minus 1 into what? 5. That's minus 6 plus 16 times 5. Minus 6 plus 16 times, so that's minus 6 plus 16 times 5 is 85, right? And 85 minus 6 will give us what? 79. So that gives us option D as our answer, 79. M varies directly as n and inversely as the square of p. So let's put that in expression. M, this is a joint variation. M varies directly as small n, right? And then M also varies inversely as the square of what? P, that's p squared, right? They are not Peter and Paul though. If we now combine this will give us what? M varies directly as n all over what? P squared, right? So if we remove the sign of proportionality, this will give us M equals to what? K into what? N over what? P squared. Fine. But we need to find the value of the constant of proportionality when n is 3, n is 2, and when n is 3, n is 2, and p is what? 1. So from here, if we make K substitute of formula, this will be np squared all over what? N. That is 3 times 1 all squared. This square is for what? P alone, not all of them. So that's why the 1 is in what? Bracket. Then all over what? All over 2. So this gives us 3 over 2, right? So what are we looking for? You're looking for what? M in terms of what? P, N, and what? P. So coming back to this equation now, we are now going to substitute the value of what? This value of K into this equation. So that will be M will be equal to 3 over 2 times, that's our K now, times N over P squared. And if we evaluate this, that gives us 3N over 2P squared. Is it there? Yeah, that's option A. So the answer is option A. So we move on to the next question. Question 10. Question 10 says if A is equals to 3 and B is equals to 7, find the value of 5B plus A plus B all squared all over A minus B all squared. Find the value of 5B plus A plus B all squared all over A minus B all squared. This has to do with algebra. Right now, you are given the values of A and what? B. When you have questions like this, just substitute your values directly into the expression to get your answer. So that will be 5 into our B is what? Our B is minus 7. 5 into minus 7 plus A is 3. 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7. Sorry. B is minus 7. So let's do it this way. That will be 5 into 7 plus the 3 plus minus 7. Right, I'm breaking it down. Close the bracket, raised power 2 all over 3 minus 7 all raised power what? 2, right? So 5 times 7 is 35, right? Then plus, we first of all solve content of the bracket. Plus times minus, that's 3 minus 7. 3 minus 7 is what? Minus 4. Is it not? 3 minus 7 is minus 4. That is what? Plus minus 4 all squared, right? All over. Minus times minus is plus. So that's 3 plus 7. That gives us 10. 10 squared, right? So we evaluate this further. That gives us 35. Minus 4 times minus 4 gives us plus 16. 35 plus 16, right? All over 100. Now 35. No, it's not 35. Sorry. This is minus 7. This should be minus 7. When you have questions like that, you have to be very careful of your signs, please. 5 times minus 7, that will be minus 35. Yes, minus 35. This is minus 35 plus 16. Minus 35 plus 16 gives us minus 19. Minus 19 over 100. Minus 19 over 100 expressed in decimal is minus 0.19, which is option C. Now, see the danger in not being careful with your signs. If I had not corrected this, if I had gone ahead to use it as 35, that would be 35 plus 16, which would have been 51. And 51 over 100 is what? 0.51. And the answer is there, 0.51. So if you are not careful with your signs, you will always end up making a very serious mistake. Remember, in mathematics, once you add 1 when you're not meant to add, or you subtract 1 when you're not meant to subtract, that's the end, right? So be very, very careful. So the answer here is option C. If you're able to learn anything from this tutorial, Kindly give us a like and subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell to always stay updated with our new uploads. Keep doing what you know how to do best. Stay out of trouble and be safe until I see you.